again. We've had that conversation a few times. Meanwhile, the 3 stats that you have to hear. It is the Pulp Fiction of segments. Suitcase Statistics with Danny Parkin.
Suitcase Statistics. Packed stats.
No.
Suitcase Statistics, that's better?
You tell me. I'm trying to get
it.
the words. I'm trying to get the Pulp Fiction of something.
Okay. All right, well, you're the leader of the show.
Packed stats.
Packed stats, you like that?
Suitcase stats isn't bad.
It's more of a briefcase than a suitcase.
Okay, we'll get there. Right now, Josh Allen preparing for the Ravens on Sunday night and also preparing mentally for the Super Bowl parade. Here is the rare cleared clip from Hard Knocks. Take a listen.
Wow.
I can see the parade. I can feel it. I can, 5 degrees brisk rolling down, hearing the bus roll over all the salt and the ice.
Yeah.
Thousands upon thousands of fans filling up downtown Buffalo. I can see where we're going up on the steps at City Hall. I see it all. So you gotta make it turn it into a reality.
Okay, Brew. Are the Bills officially S-Bob, and did you like what you saw there from Josh Allen?
I like Josh Allen. I want Lamar to get his first. Mahomes is going to get some more. I want to see Josh get one eventually. He went too far.
Oh.
I mean, you don't think,
Visualization.
Visualize your season opener.
Oh, God.
I don't even think you should be visualizing a playoff game against the Chiefs yet. I think he went too far. It's cold out. It's 5 degrees. It's the ice is on the road. And I just think he went too far. Now, S-Bob, is that even up for debate? They're absolutely S-Bob. And I think because of their history, it's not just get to the Super Bowl, it's win it. They've been there before. We know they went 4 straight times. Because of the pain associated with just getting there but not closing the deal, I think we got to win it. And it's absolutely, he's S-Bob every year until he wins one.
I agree with that completely. They're the most S-Bob team. There are others.
Even more than the Ravens, you think?
I do, because they've been better than the Ravens longer. Josh Allen is the second best player in football to Mahomes and has been for the last 5 years. And I look at Buffalo as a Super Bowl for them with Josh Allen is inevitable. It's not necessarily this year. Obviously, I picked them to do it this year. But they have been so clearly the best regular season team in the NFL.
Wow. How many 1 seeds do they have?
None.
Is it 0?
Yeah.
That's weird for the best regular season team in the NFL.
They've bludgeoned their opponents the last 5 years.
Weak division.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why this year I do think they get the 1 seed, and I looked up that you could clinch a division as early as week 11 in NFL history. I think they're going to lap the AFC East. But the thing that they have going for them that Baltimore doesn't is while Lamar has gotten better, we have legitimate questions and data, and Nick, you talk about it all the time, of Lamar playing his worst game at the worst time. That is not something that Buffalo fans have to worry about. They know that if they get into the playoffs, Josh Allen is going to deliver.
Yeah, until the final drive down 3 against the Chiefs.
Listen,
a couple of years in a row he's struggled in that spot.
Fair enough.
I agree with that. We kind of are that gets glossed over.
Yeah.
Even post-failed tush push.
Go ahead.
Boiling it down to the sample of one drive executing or not does not say that guy is not going to show up.
Back-to-back years.
He's not going to show up in the playoffs.
No, he does. Listen, Danny.
He's an excellent playoff performer.
He is. So, yes.
Objectively.
Yes. There are a little slight addendums I would put on it. One is he, more than any player literally in NFL history, has either been either been hurt by or benefited from the lack of the 2 seed getting a bye. So, because throughout NFL history, when you've been as good as the Bills and Josh Allen, you don't play a round 1 playoff game until recently. They've been the 2 seed consistently and gotten these absolute trademark brew, tomato cans in round one that he has, whether it was the Patriots or the Steelers, the Dolphins one year that snuck in.
I mean, he has that game against the Chiefs, though, right, where he had 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, a loss in overtime.
No.
Like,
So listen,
it's a great game.
No,
that happened to be a loss.
Correct. And that game, he was great throughout and delivered and delivered and delivered. It is true that the last 2 years, it was the story of the Bills' season ending was not, man, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick was great in those games, but in both of those games, Josh had the ball. Right. Josh had the ball, and there was the time was dwindling enough to where Patrick might not get it back. And 2 years ago, Josh had the ball and drove them to field goal range, but not gimme range, to field goal range, and they missed. And last year, he got the ball with 3:33 on the clock, with 3 timeouts,
no doubt,
down 3, and they went 17 yards. And so, I agree with you that he's second best player in the league. I agree with you the Bills are going to be excellent this year. I also think if I am going to be fair for my criticisms of Lamar in the postseason, I can't act like Josh has been. There are no question marks.
Josh has been much better than Lamar in the playoffs.
Listen, I think 100%.
Okay.
But if I can answer the question quickly, I actually don't think they're S-Bob.
Wow.
I think that they can't lose to Kansas City, and Kansas City can't make it. But I think if Baltimore beats Kansas City in round 2, if that's how it breaks, and Buffalo plays Baltimore in the AFC Championship game, and then Baltimore beats Buffalo, I don't think it is franchise devastating. I think if Kansas City beats Buffalo in the playoffs again, that is franchise devastating. And I think if Kansas City, honestly, and you guys say this is unfair, I don't care. Sean McDermott, he said it. He's a grown man. He knows the score of everything. Sean McDermott, whether he meant to or not, I don't know that he guaranteed the Bills were making the Super Bowl. He did guarantee 2 times yesterday the Chiefs were not. Here's the audio of him talking about the great people of Western New York and all they've been through.
And just because it didn't work out 4 years in a row, nobody's ever going to do that again. They don't know how hard that is to get to 4 straight Super Bowls. It'll never happen again.
He's not.
Well, yeah, he didn't. I mean,
how many Super Bowls have the Chiefs been to in a row?
I don't think he was thinking about this.
How many Super Bowls have the Chiefs been to in a row?
I feel like he's
couldn't you argue?
Nobody's ever going to do that again.
But couldn't you argue that he was talking? But he was talking about a team losing all 4.
That's not what he said. He said nobody talks about how hard it is to get to 4 straight. Nobody's ever going to do it again. He then had a moment and he said it again. So I'm just saying I don't know what his crystal ball is, but I do know it doesn't have the Chiefs winning the conference. He told us it's impossible. No one's ever going to do it again when the Chiefs are 3/4 of the way there. So I don't know. I just think they can't lose to Kansas City.
Look,
I think that's what they can't do, Danny.
I think it's far more devastating. Like the scenario you painted, it wouldn't be as devastating to lose to the Ravens. Now, maybe losing to somebody else other than the Chiefs or the Ravens. Like if they lost to Houston or something, then that would be devastating. I think the Ravens, because they're kind of both pretty equal,
losing how they lost
as much
to Joe Burrow in Buffalo when they scored, I think, 10 points in that playoff game. Like, or maybe it was 17. I think it was 10. Like that wasn't a good. That's the only point I'm making about Josh, Danny. I think he has been an A triple plus when the Bills are touchdown favorites in the playoffs, and he's been a B plus A minus when they've had it's been a fair fight. That's the point that I'm making.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Most guys as underdogs would take A minus.
Moving on to Jerry Jones. He was on Good Morning America this morning and was talking about how the Cowboys will get better because of the Micah Parsons trade. Take a listen.
We have 2 kinds of capital or currency in the NFL. One of them is draft picks, and the other is the financial, because every team is limited to the same amount of resources to spend. And having said that, Micah enabled us to have 4, possibly as many as 6 players for the future. That's a good trade when you need numbers. I'll take the numbers every time.
Okay, so a lot of talk about the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Danny, do you think there's a chance that we are sleeping on Thursday's Dallas Cowboys?
No, they're a big underdog, and they deserve to be. They're probably going to lose. I'm picking them to lose. But there is one path that I can see to Dallas winning the game. And it's not just some like pie in the sky, turnover luck, injury, any given Sunday or any given Thursday type of thing. We might be overlooking all of the losses on Philly's defense. Like, it's possible
I agree with that.
that Philly's defense is merely good and very young and will get better over the course of the year as they get coached up by Vic Fangio. But they lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, and Avonte Maddox just from their secondary. Then you add in Josh Sweat and Milton Williams. It's almost 4,400 snaps.
Brandon Graham, too, who retired.
Yep.
He wasn't a huge contributor, but he's a leader at the very least.
And Nakobe Dean is out until at least week 5. So it's the youngest defense in the NFL. And Dallas is a year removed from being the highest scoring team in the NFL. They led the league in points 2 years ago. And they've added George Pickens. So if you have real questions about Philly's secondary, and that is like the only question really in Philadelphia and the youth of their defense, and Dak now has Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, maybe they can win a shootout. That, to me, that's the only, we're not coming in here Friday morning and be like, wow, Dallas won 19-17. Like, that's off the table.
Not going to shut down the run game now they got rid of that dredge Micah Parsons, who's just undermining their whole defense.
But like 30-27 and Dak has 400 yards?
Well, yeah.
Like, but I'm just saying, like,
That would do it.
that's the only path I see to a victory for Dallas.
Now, yeah, I mean, look, I think they're going to get housed in the opener. They're coming off 7 wins. Philly's not going to take them lightly. I think Philly's attitude, like, they're going to be focused in on them. I agree that Dallas, the offense could be good, but how are they going to stop Philly?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Shootout's the only scenario.
Yeah, so it's ceiling for this season. Look, for the Cowboys, if we're talking about the season, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. We know I didn't pick them. But if Washington, Jaden does have a sophomore slump, they come back to earth, so to speak, have a bad year. Dallas could finish second in the division.
Wow.
Based on, I'm just saying, if you want to know what their ceiling is, like, I wouldn't be completely shocked if they did make the playoffs. I'm not picking them.
Wow.
But I think you don't think their ceiling is the playoffs?
Well, listen, I think they're going to have, let me do both. I totally agree with the only game script that is a Cowboys win is an over and Dak, you know what I mean? Dak crushes. And I do think the script of Philly getting off to a rough start is entirely about if the defense starts really poorly. If it's actually similar maybe to Baltimore last year. I know but the Baltimore had a new D coordinator, Philly doesn't, but you might as well almost have a new D coordinator if all the players are, so many of the players are new and they get better over the course of the year. Because you said just the secondary, I would add the pass rush. Like Jalen Carter's a great player.
So the pass rush.
Yeah, but and those two obviously go hand in hand. So I think it has to be Dak Cooks. As far as the totality of the season, I don't think that's sustainable to make the playoffs as proven by the Bengals and Joe Burrow last year, and I don't think they have that level of talent. And I think that I am not of the belief that, you lost Micah Parsons, but in other ways the defense is going to get better. I think the defense is going to be terrible. And I think that is not going to be a sustainable way for them to win. I know they're now, in my opinion, throwing good money after bad by signing. They gave Deron Bland, make him the 5th highest paid corner in football. Those same Pro Football Focus rankings, Micah stunk against the run, had Deron Bland. Let me go ahead and check. 163rd amongst corners in run defense. Now you can say that's not his job, but that's not Micah's job really either. He's a pass rusher. And so I just think, I also think, real quick,